Please state your name for the court.
My name is Officer Hayden West.
Mr. West, could you please tell us what you do for a living?
I'm a police officer at the Santa Bella Police Department, and I have been for 7 years.
And what knowledge, if any, do you have with human trafficking?
I took a day-long course at a mandatory day-long course at this station.
Do you know the victim in this case, Lynn Stark?
Yeah, I've become very well acquainted with Miss Lynn Stark.
How do you know her?
I know her because I'm a regular customer at Cecil Tenter.
Okay, and how would you describe the relationship between the victim and the defendant, Cameron Aubrey?
I would describe it in a very it was a relationship that was very strained. Usually, then you say something.
Describe the relationship between the victim.
I would describe the relationship that was it was very strained. Mr. Cameron Aubrey was usually very aggressive toward Miss Lynn Stark, usually barking orders.
Okay. Do you know who Julian Blake is?
Yes, I've become acquainted with.
What's the extent of your interaction with Julian?
Julian Blake came and gave me a tip at the police station about the treatment of Miss Lynn Stark.
Okay, and what happened next?
I then visited the restaurant.
Okay, did you notice anything strange?
Yes, actually, I ordered my food as usual, and this time Miss Lynn delivered it to her, and with it she delivered a note slipped under the plate.
What did the note say?
The note said, "Please help me. I'm treated like a slave."
Okay. Your Honor, may I have permission to approach the witness?
You may.
Okay. And can everyone please turn your attention to this exhibit? And is this the same note that Lynn gave you?
That's the exact same note that Lynn gave me.
And what did the note say?
Please help me. I'm treated like a slave.
Okay. And what did you find? What did you do when she gave you the note?
As soon as she gave me the note, I went back to the police station and I got a warrant.
And what did you do when you searched the premises?
I searched the premises. I went up the stairwell and I entered Miss Lynn Stark's room. Yes, ma'am. Yes, that's what I did.
Okay. At some point you arrested the defendant. What did you base that on?
Sure, I'll start.
Yeah.
What did you find when you searched the premises?
As soon as I entered the stairwell, the first thing you notice is it's a doorknob which locks on both sides, which is it's a safety hazard in case of a fire. As soon as I enter the apartment, though, you see the room is it's in horrendous condition. Like the paint is peeling. There's bars on the window, and the plumbing. There was no furniture either. I then searched Cameron Aubrey's office, and I found Miss Lynn's documents.
Okay, and at some point you arrested the defendant. What did you base that on?
I based it on.
Need your script?
No. I mean, it's because there's I don't know, because I think she wants me to say human trafficking and and false imprisonment. That's what she wanted me to say. Okay. I thought she wanted me to say something else, but I got it. So I got it. Just.
It's okay. We're feeling that.
Your Honor, there are no more further questions.
Okay, so, Mr. Hayden West, you mentioned in your statement that you attended a human trafficking course, correct?
That is correct, ma'am.
So, how long was that training for?
It was 1 day.
1 day? So, it wasn't a week?
It was not a week.
It wasn't a month?
It was not a month.
It was just a day?
It was just 1 day, yes.
So then, you're certainly not claiming to be an expert in human trafficking, correct?
No.
Okay. So, you believe that one of the factors to look for is that victims are afraid to communicate with the outside world, correct?
That is correct, yes.
And yet you spoke to Lynn on a number of occasions, correct?
That is correct too, yes.
Okay, so, and you learned she was an immigrant? That she was living on the second floor of the restaurant, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
All those times you were in the restaurant, you didn't like the way Cameron treated them, correct?
No, it was horrible the way she treated me.
But you never saw Cameron physically hit her, correct?
Never, no.
Physically threaten her?
No. I mean, that's because I didn't witness it. Somebody else would.
So no would be the answer.
No is the answer.
Yeah. Don't elaborate, sir. Don't elaborate.
And after you got the warrant, you found his documents, correct?
That is correct.
And where did you find them?
I found them in Mr. Cameron Aubrey's office.
Okay, and the office was in the restaurant?
Yes.
And Lynn's apartment was in the restaurant.
Yes.
And her documents were in the folder on the desk.
Yes.
So you arrested Cameron Aubrey for false imprisonment, correct?
Yes.
And Lynn didn't discover that the door was locked until 6:30 in the morning, correct?
Yes.
And Cameron didn't open the door until 7 in the morning when he got to the restaurant, correct?
Yes.
So you claim to have found the key to the door on Cameron's key ring, correct?
Yes.
But there was no red lanyard attached to the key, correct?
No.
Okay. So, no more questions. What is it?
Mr. Blake, can you please tell us your involvement in the Taste of Tinteros?
I was a consultant for Cameron Aubrey.
And what made you qualify to help Mr. Cameron Aubrey?
I've co-owned or owned several diners and small restaurants in Arizona, Nevada, and California, and I also work occasionally as a restaurant development consultant.
Did you have any concerns about the defendant's ability to start a restaurant?
Can you repeat that question?
Did you have any concerns about the defendant's ability to start a restaurant?
Yes, I did. I knew he was inexperienced and he didn't have the proper funding for a restaurant.
Despite your concern of being underfunded, how did the defendant plan to deal with that situation?
He just said he'd hire a certain type of worker where you can get more from less, out of less.
And how did you help Mr. Aubrey in starting the restaurant?
I helped him scout locations and remodel the restaurant, and I tried telling him that, like, you should probably consult me about the chefs, but he never did.
And what do you think about the property that you chose as the location for the Taste of Tintero?
I thought it was pretty good. The only thing I had to worry about was the double cylinder door in the stairway.
And why would a double-cylinder deadbolt be illegal?
Because it automatically locks and you need 2 keys to open it.
And how did the defendant feel about it?
He told me to just leave it there. That it could benefit him, that he could lock something away.
Did he help with picking the shop?
I did not. He refused my help.
And what do you think about Cameron's pick of Lynn as the chef?
I thought it was questionable considering she had no experience and she couldn't really adapt to American workplace.
How was the working relationship between Lynn and Cameron?
At first it seemed great, but then when the restaurant opened, he started being very abrasive, to put it lightly.
And did you ever express your concerns to Cameron?
I did. I told him I did not like the way he treated Lynn.
Okay. And how did he react?
He told me that his staff was proprietary interest, and he told me he basically just told me he'd like it or leave it.
Compared to the other chefs, how will you describe Lynn's compensation?
Lynn's what?
Compensation.
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 Compensation?
Sorry.
It was incredibly low. Yeah, she got free food and a free living space, but even added up, that's not even enough for, like, adding it all up, it's about $900 per month, which is kind of absurd.
On March 7th, when you went to the Taste of Tintero, what did you notice that was going on?
Give me a second. March 7th?
March 7th.
Okay. I stopped by the restaurant around lunch to get my files because he had told me, because I had recently resigned because of the way Cameron was acting and handling the business. So I stopped in to grab my files and I saw Cameron yell at Lynn's face, "What's wrong with you? Work faster." And I noticed Lynn looked very haggard and very upset. So I just immediately left and went to Officer Hayden West at the police station.
Okay. And if you saw all of this happening, why didn't you report it sooner?
To be honest, it's I wasn't entirely sure if it was illegal at first, but as time went on, I saw it got worse and worse. I knew I had to do something.
No more questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Need your care.
Good evening, Your Honor. So, Julian, from the beginning you knew that Cameron wasn't capable of managing, right?
Yeah, I did.
You didn't believe Cameron would be able to pay his staff?
From what I saw of his finances, no.
You were paid and you got a share of profits, right?
Well, I mean, I am a consultant. It's my job.
The cook is the most important position.
Yeah.
You didn't insist on taking place?
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled. Counsel, continue.
Even though you were the consultant.
Wait, can you go back to the question and get to answer it?
Even though you were the consultant.
Oh, yeah.
Even though Lynn didn't have experience.
Look, I tried telling Cameron Aubrey as best I could, like, you can't hire Lynn, and I tried intervening in the hiring process, but he just wouldn't let me.
You didn't quit?
Well, I did later.
Because you wanted to get paid, right?
Well, not exactly. I mean, he hired me and I had to do my job, but I couldn't keep up with him because he's just a poor manager.
At first, Lynn got along with Cameron well, right?
Yeah, first he did.
It was only when the restaurant opened when it changed.
Yeah.
You thought Lynn was working more than the ordinary, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, 90 hours a week plus for
You
about
didn't quit?
900. Well, like, at first it wasn't that bad. It got worse as it went on. Obviously, I'm not going to quit at first. I needed to consult Cameron and do whatever I could.
Because you still wanted to get paid.
Objection, calls for speculation.
Overruled.
Look, it's not about pay for me. It's about making sure the restaurant does well.
You claim that early as November, you saw Lynn being treated harshly.
Yeah.
You were concerned with what was happening when you went there. You were concerned what was happening when you went there.
Wait, was I concerned? What
You
was
were
happening?
concerned what happened when you weren't there,
Oh, yeah.
and you still didn't go to the police
I wasn't entirely sure it was illegal at first.
because you wanted to get paid.
No, because I just wasn't sure. My job isn't to be a lawyer. That's your job.
It's fair to say that Cameron began acting more rough towards Lynn after the restaurant opened.
Yes.
By the way,
Sorry.
just to be off the record for 1 second. All right, keep going.
It was fair to say that Cameron began acting more rough towards Lynn after the restaurant opened,
Yes, that's fair.
when he was losing money.
Well,
You knew Cameron himself was working a lot of hours, right?
as far as I'm aware, he he probably didn't. I wasn't there the whole time.
In all your time you were at the restaurant, you didn't see Cameron hit or physically force her to do anything, threaten her to harm her physically?
You could say you verbally forced her to do something.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, Counselor.